Hi, how are you? I wanted to show you this video from the start, from the moment I take the dog out of the car until the end, so you can see the whole process. I just parked a little bit far from the starting point, which is the next intersection, and we go walking there. So this was an old trail that we laid in the morning. The person laying the trail was Ernest, my partner, and now it was like 8 o'clock or something like this. It was pretty hot. It has been a hot day, so I didn't really know how it would turn out, because in an urban environment like this, with almost no grass or anything, and with the heat, God knows where, if there's any scent left. But you will see that there is, because my dog was able to follow it, and that was pretty amazing. So I would normally not start in a corner like this, because this one is full of peas, but that's, I mean, the sidewalks are very narrow here, so I had to start there somewhere, not in the middle of the intersection, because there was traffic. So yeah, I was just finishing a phone call, and now I'm setting up the Mantrailing app, which is it's never perfect, it's never exact, because the dog is not carrying it, I am carrying it, but it's okay, it gives you an idea. And now I start the inventory circle. When we work in an environment like this, I don't really like to let my dog pee too much, especially on the walls of the houses or the buildings, because it's not polite. And so unfortunately I let him sniff everything, but you will see that I let him pee just once, but I tried not to, because I didn't have any water to clean it after me. So yeah, as you can see in this inventory circle, we are covering the four streets that make this intersection. So the dog has an exposure, or is exposed to not only to the different scents that are there, and he can satisfy his curiosity, but also exposed to the scent, the human scent in the area, so he can start finding or searching for the trail, if there is a trail. In this case, of course, there is a trail, I know that for sure, but in other cases, if I don't know, I have to let my dog check the whole area, because if there is no scent or no trail there, my dog will tell me, because we train our dogs to do it, okay? Because, as you know, especially when you go in real cases, it's very important that the dog is able to find the trail, if there is a trail at the start. But if there is no trail, the dog should also indicate us with an ID that we train, okay? So the communication is clear. So we put the dogs in between our legs to keep them calm and steady there, facing always the scent article that is in front of the dog on the ground. And we normally give them the scent twice, once while we are harnessing them, and then another one when they are fully harnessed, and we ask them to start. This comes from a very good friend of ours, instructor Chad Carpenter from the United States. He said one for the judge, one for the dog. It's just part of the routine. And now when we start, I let the dog go. I let go my leash, so my dog makes the decision without me pushing, which is something that I see sometimes happening in other teams. So be careful always, right, even at the start, not to push your dogs with your body movement, okay? I just, as you will see, I just follow my dog. I don't know exactly where the runner has passed, and it's on a very old trail. The dog needs to figure out. You will see here a beautiful negative, and how I'm reeling the leash as I come back. Remember, as soon as the dog tells us there is no scent in front of me, I'm running out of scent, and the dog gives a clear negative. We have to go back, okay, back where we came from, which is exactly what I did now before. So now we are heading to this area. It's a very open area, little park. The dog is checking these people. He's experienced, so he doesn't need to get too close to them to see that it's not Ernest, it's not the runner. Okay, now he will make also a beautiful negative there. There's some dogs there, but he doesn't really care about dogs. So if the trail went in that direction, he would go. Maybe he slows down a little bit when there's a distraction or something like dogs or something, but he continues. He doesn't care too much. And I'm following the dog. Here he will give me a beautiful negative. You will see. Nose on the ground, head up, back. Okay, that is a little bit the pattern that he does, which is pretty much a textbook negative. So yeah, luckily he normally is quite clear. You will see how he also makes here another beautiful negative, and we go back. We go back. Remember that when your dog tells you there is no scent in front of him or her, you have to go back to the last place where you think there was a scent, which is always in an intersection where you might have lost the scent. I take my dog in a shorter leash for safety because there are cars, and now I let him go. He goes. I let go a lot of leash, so he says yes, the scent is here. Okay, perfect. I followed. There was a cat here in this window watching us. And we continue. This is quite a narrow path, and then opens in a little parking area, very small parking area. Remember, see how I shorten leash. I let go of my leash, depending on the dog needs. I always try to keep some tension on the leash. You see, well, you cannot see really, but there is always some tension, and I work constantly with my two hands. My left hand is always carries a big part of the leash, and I let go and reel the leash depending on the situation, the environment, etc. Here we can use a long leash because there's not a lot of traffic. Here there is a very interesting thing. The dog paid attention to this ventilation exit. I don't know, maybe there was something interesting there, I don't know, but he continues. And now we head to this part. It's very interesting because here the dog starts barking again and pulling strongly, which I was pretty surprised because it was really sunny, but he probably was more sure of himself now, because normally when Benito is very sure of himself, he barks during the trail, which is something very typical of hounds when they are hunting. And it was encouraged by the person who had him first, because I only have had him for 2 years, and he's 8 years old. Here, another beautiful negative. And as I am going back, he wants to check the other sidewalk, which is perfect. And yes, we're coming back. So, as I was telling you, Benito used to bark, but now what I've noticed is that when he has problems with the scent and to understanding the direction of the trail, he shuts up. It's like he needs to shut up in order to focus more, to think more, you know. And that's really, really interesting. Yeah. And here it was silly, me taking a photo because the sunset and everything was really nice, so I took a photo. But yeah, and now we will find a little family of a father and 2 daughters, and one of them was scared. So I reel the leash and I tell them, it's okay, we're just training dogs. And the guy was like, oh, really? Yeah, but it's only training, they're not looking for anybody yet. No, not this time. And we just continue. Since I can see the street, you cannot because the GoPro is not very, very good or very well oriented. Sorry about that. I can see the cars coming, so I can give him more leash to work. If possible, I always work with a longer leash. Okay, that's another beautiful half moon here. Yeah, there's cars, there's people. He doesn't care. I just have to be careful, just in case. First of all, if somebody's scared of the dog. Or I have to be careful for the cars also. But then I reel the leash and ask the dog to stop, and it's not a problem. We are used to work in environments like this. That's another beautiful negative here. This is the roundabout. Here maybe I let him stop too much, but yeah, he continued. And perfect. He was checking the air because the runner is right there. So yeah, that was a very, very nice, also a very nice situation. We change the surface, no problem. We don't have problems really with this. And here we have our runner. And yeah, very happy about this trail. Very happy about Benito, who was really, really great. It was a hot day, and it was a hot evening also. But he did great. And now we run an intensity that I didn't put here because it was not really necessary. So this is the trail, the whole trail, and this is so you can see it better, and you can see all the negatives he did. The last part in red, it's because we run the intensity, and then we went back to the car and I forgot to turn it on. Here was the car of the runner. So very nice, very well done, and I'm really happy about it. I hope you enjoyed it also. And if you have any questions, you know that you can find me on social media, on my website also. And well, unfortunately, most of my content, the podcast, Instagram, etc., is in English. Sorry, it's in Spanish, but I will try to do more content in English because there's a lot of you. Okay, take care, and thank you very